Hi, my name is Manny Peng. In this video, I will show you how to deploy a Trellix Lighting server for a site with both WaveLinx wireless and WaveLinx wire installed. All right, next step is to create a schedule. To set up the schedule, you have to log in into the Trellix web interface, and then click on the schedule tab. And you have to enter the name of your schedule. As you can see here, you can enter whatever name that you want for your schedule. You can give a schedule name maybe by the billing name or by the floor name, by the department, because I assume, each department might have different hours of operation, or each building might have different hours of operation. So you can create one schedule for each of those locations. Okay. Then I can select whichever color that I want to represent that schedule. As you can see here, we select the color of the schedule, and then click on the Add Event button. Okay, click on that button. Right away, for each of the event, you can enter the name of the event, and you can set up the type of recurrences. Okay, if you click on the recurrence type, you can set it up to happen as only one time, weekly, monthly, or yearly. Okay. So in most cases, it's going to be weekly. Okay. So I'm going to select weekly here for this example. Then I had to select the how this weekly event to repeat. Right. In order to repeat weekly, I had to select the day of the week, assuming that hours of operation is from Monday to Friday. Select all these dates. Next is to select the time. I have this option here to select whether it is a custom time or astronomical time. Okay. All right. So for custom time, as soon as I select that, I can specify the start time for this particular event. If I want to select astronomical time, then I have to select whether it is sunrise or sunset. In addition to that, I have to specify whether I want this event to happen X number of minutes before sunrise or after sunrise. Or if it is sunset, then it would be X number of minutes before sunset or after sunset. Next is the start date. I had to select the start date for this event. So click on this button here to select the date, and then select as a no end date as a typical selection. You could have the option to select when you want this event to happen by select on the end date and specify the date for it. Okay, but for typical setup, it would be better just to select no end date. And after that's all done, you can click on the action down here to add the action for this particular event that is called lights on. Okay, so click on that button. Now it's going to take you to the action page. You click on this drop-down menu, you're going to see that there are 5 different actions that is available for the event. Okay. So the first example we're going to do is to enable or disable a wall station. So if we select this action, what can we do with it? So what you're going to see. Once you select that, you have the option to either disable the wall station or re-enable it. Okay. Next is to select the building, the floor, and the area that this wall station is located. Okay. So you go through and select all these information. Depending on the areas, depending on how many wall station that you have in the area, you can click on the select device button there, and then if you have multiple wall station, you will be able to see the list of devices showing up here. Okay, in this example, I have only one wall station in this particular area. If you have, let's say you have a hallway in a school that have 2 wall station, maybe you just want to disable one wall station and then keep the other one enabled, depending on where it is located, right? So if one wall station is in the hallway during school hour, you want to disable it, then you just select that wall station. And if you have another wall station that is controlling the same light, but it's not in the hallway and it's located in the maintenance room, then there's no need to disable it. So you can leave that one unselected. Okay. So after you select the wall station that you want to disable, then you can click on add to action. Okay. After that, you can click on the button add to event. If we want to add more action to the same event, we can do so by keep adding the add action button there. Okay. So let's say we want to add another action to the same event that we just created. We just go back to the add action page and click on the menu again and select another different action. So for the purpose of this training, I'm going to go through the next action here, which is select occupancy action. Okay. What does this action do? It allows you to make change to the occupancy set. So you can change the behavior when the occupancy set is unoccupied, or you can change the behavior when the occupancy set is occupied. Okay, by selecting this action type. Okay, so if we want to schedule an occupancy set to when it's unoccupied, we wanted to for that occupancy set to turn light at a different light level instead of turning off, you can do it this way in this example. So just select the unoccupied action, select the building, the floor, and the area, and then select the occupancy set. Let's say you have multiple occupancy set in this area called daylight, right? If you select that, let's say there are multiple occupancy set because this is assuming it's a big area and it has multiple occupancy set, then you can pick and choose which occupancy set that you want to change the behavior when it's when it is unoccupied. Okay, so we select the occupancy set 1 in this example, then click on add to action. Okay, after that, then we can specify the action type for that particular occupancy set that we just selected, right? So you have to click on this menu here to open up the available action when it is unoccupied. Okay, so we can select no action, or we can select the color scene or set zone level. These are the different options that are available when that occupancy set is unoccupied. Okay, so if you select no action, we could do that and then click add to event. Okay, if you select a scene for this unoccupied scenario, you can select a scene, but you can see that the parameter down there change from having nothing there, it's showing to the scene type. You need to select the scene that you want the light to go to when the occupancy set is unoccupied, and you can specify the fade rate to change from one light level to another, how fast you want the light level to change, right? That is the fade rate per second. If you select set zone level when the area is unoccupied, when that occupancy set is unoccupied, you could do so by selecting the set zone level. Okay, if you do that, then it's going to give you a different parameter to select. Okay, it asks you to specify the light level. Either you can use the slider to move up or down, or left or right, to specify the light level, or you can manually enter the percentage of light level in here, and you can specify the time, how fast the light level change. Okay, if you have multiple zones in this area that you are doing, you can actually click on select the zone and select which zone that you want this occupancy set to affect when it is unoccupied. Okay, then you can click on add to event. So far we went through 2 actions already: the enable or disable wall station, select occupancy action. Okay, the next example that we want to go through is select scene action. So if we select scene, we have to select which building, which floor, which area that we want to affect the light based on this event, based on this action. And then after we select the area, we can specify what scene we want the event to turn the light on to, and what is the fade rate. Okay. After we specify that parameter, we just need to click on Add to Event. Next action would be to set the white tuning level. Okay, so if you have vivid tune fixtures and you want to change the color temperature throughout the day, we can use this set white tuning level as an action for your event, right? So you can create multiple events throughout the day, and for each event, you can call a different color temperature for each of those events throughout the day. So how do we do that? Just select on the action set white tuning level. Then we need to select the building, the floor, the area. And if we have multiple white tuning zone, we have to click on which zone that we want to affect, right? Click on that. So depending on how many zone that you have, how many white tuning zone that you have, you can pick and choose which zone that you want the color temperature to change. Okay. So select just the zone that have color temperature control, and then click Add to Action. Okay. After that, we can specify the white tuning level here by using the slider left or right to specify what is the range, what color do you want the fixtures to go to. Okay, you can use the slider here left or right, or you can manually enter the value in Kelvin, and you can specify the fade rate in second for that color temperature to change to when the event happens. Now the fade rate here is between 0.02 second all the way to 7200 second. As you can see, it can be a slow changing rate, very, very slow if you want to. So we entered that fade rate here. Next, we can click on Add to Event. Okay, so that is for an example on how to set up the action type for white tuning level. The last example is to set up the zone level. Okay, if you select this action, set zone level, it's going to ask you for the building, the floor, and the areas that that we want to change the zone level to. After that, if you have multiple zones in that area here, we have the option to select which zone we want to affect the light level. Click on that. If there's only one zone, then just select the zone there. If you have multiple zones and you just want to control one or two zones based on this event, then only select the desired zone that you want to control. Then click on Add to Action. And after that, you can use the slider either to manually move left or right, or manually enter the light level in percentage here, then enter the fade rate. Okay. Then after that, click on Add to Event. Okay. So now, assuming that we gone through and we added a different type of action for that one event. Now that we're happy with it, that these are the action that we want the event to call when the time arrives. Then we can click on the Save button. As soon as you click on the Save button, you will see a red banner showing up on the top, and show that the items are out of sync, and you have to go to the flow controller to push the data to. Okay. Now, before we do that, I mean, you could do this one event at a time. After you do one event, you can go to Manage Controller and push, and then come back here and create another event, and go to the Manage Controller page to push it again. You can do it that way, but it's taking a long time, right? If you have multiple rack on site, every time you push data to the controller, it's going to take a long time to do that. If you have multiple events that you want to set up on your system, instead of doing one event at a time and then push to go and push the data to the controller, you can actually do it all at the end after you finish setting up all the events on your schedule. Okay, so in this example here, you could copy an event by using the copy button here. If you want the exact same action happening but doing the reverse of the previous action, you could just copy this event, and after that you just need to remember to change the name of the event and go into each event and change its action to do the reverse. That actually will save you some time instead of recreating everything over again, right? Because if you have one event with multiple actions, it's probably easier to just copy that event for the next event that happened and do the reverse, right? Like this is lights on. If you want to do lights off, which is doing the exact opposite of light on, then you just copy this and then go to each action and select the reverse action type. Anytime you click on the copy event, the new event that get copied will be added to the same schedule as the original event there. And the new event is going to have a name starting with the word copy of. So if I click on this button right now, I will create a new button that say copy of lights on. Then all you need to do is just go into that new event with the name copy of lights on and change its name and change its action. And then it should be ready to push it to the controller. So now assuming that I have created all the event and is ready to be pushed, then just click on the go to manage controller and select the controller that got affected by that event. Okay, so again, select the controller. You can see under the push status here it show that push required, right? If it doesn't show push required, then you don't need to push it. But if it show that push required, you have to select that particular controller and then click on the push data to controller. Here say follow the push status whether to import or push data to the controller. Like I mentioned before, right? Sometimes it asks you to import the controller. Sometimes it asks you to push data to the controller. It all depends on what action that you have done on Trellix. So now we have to push data to controller for that event. Again, after I click on the button push data to controller, I will see the push status saying initiated, and eventually it's going to show that the status is pushed at a certain date and time. What happens if we need to set up local statutory holidays? How do we do it? Because normally the local statutory holiday will happen yearly on a specific date throughout the month. You have Christmas, we have New Year. So how do we set it up? If the site want to have a specific statutory holiday event, how do we do that? We create an event name the same way that we create a normal event. Okay, we enter the name of the event. Then we have to select the recurrence instead of weekly or once or monthly. We have to make sure it is yearly. Okay, then we have to specify the custom time here, when you want this event to happen and when you want that event to end. And after that, you have to click on select individual dates. Once you click on select individual date, it's going to take you to the calendar. You have to click on include national holidays. Once you do that, it's going to ask you to select what country that you want to set up this local statute holiday for. Okay, so you can click on the drop-down menu here to select the different country that is available. Let's say if it is the United States, select United States. Then click on add to event. So as you can see here, we have January 1st, the 17, the 21, and so on for those months for that particular country. Okay, so click on add to the event. Then after you select those dates already, we can specify the recurrence pattern here, right? We can make this happen every year for X number of years if that's what we want to do. Okay, then and down here we can add the action the same way that we did for a normal event that is non-statutory, right? So we're not going to go through that same procedure again. Okay, just want to show you that this is how we set up statutory holiday. Click on add action there, and then after all the action is added, you can just click on the save button to finish setting up the statutory holiday.